Hello, all, and welcome to Movie Bears Podcast TV. I'm Brad Harris, and kind of, sort of, regularly, maybe when we have time and there's good TV on, I like to get together with other fun bears to discuss some latest and greatest episodes, usually new stuff, but sometimes we throw in a little old. Though, guys, I think we need a retro episode at some point.
That would be fun.
Interesting.
Maybe during the winter break or something we could do.
I think during winter break we should do something like that.
I think we should totally review the. Whoa! Can you guys hear that?
I heard like a skip out.
Yeah. So it was. Oh, Google Plus, you're amazing. We love you.
Oh Lord.
All right. So let's skip it back just a little bit. I'm gonna leave like a 20-second pause. So, guys, we totally need to do like a retro TV review or something. Like maybe during the winter break or something, we could like review the Very Brady Christmas special or something.
You
Actually, I like
to review Knight Rider or something like that, right?
Oh my goodness.
That would be awesome.
I liked the idea earlier of assigning people shows.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
we
think
still gotta do that.
I think if we each assigned each other maybe 3 episodes of a retro show and then reported on it, and then at least we'd have at least 2 people who know what the show is about and we can talk about it. But I think there are some shows we've all watched at some point.
That would be cool. Maybe even what we could do is we could all pick one retro show and pick one episode from it. And the rule is it has to be a show that's available like on Hulu or Netflix or something.
Exactly.
And for that week, we all watch like all the episodes we picked, and then we talk about them.
No, I like that.
That could be fun.
Yeah.
In any event, it is not the winter break yet. Fortunately, we do have new TV to talk about. That's new, as in NEW, not nude TV. Just to be clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it could be, with all the Naked and Afraid going on. So.
Right, totally. Which that's back again, by the way. New episodes have started airing. That was fast. It was fast. But in any event, tonight we're going to be talking about Heroes Reborn, as well as new episodes of Survivor, and dishing a little bit of MeTV. But, guys, are we ready to just jump right in? What do you think?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Are you raring to go? All right. Here we go, then. Our discussion of Heroes Reborn. Alrighty, so I gotta ask, were you guys fans of the original series?
Yes.
You were the entire thing?
No, I don't know anybody that's a fan of the entire thing. Those people do not exist.
Were you guys fans of seasons 1 and 2 of the original series?
1.5. I was.
Yeah, I would say 1.5.
Yeah.
That was pretty much up until the writer's strike, right? And then that hit. And
I think that killed a lot of shows creatively. Yeah, and that was one of them, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, just to kind of get this out of the way, we are going to be spoiling anything through the first 3 episodes, and of course the first 2 were that hour-and-a-half long 2-parter of the series. So if you haven't seen it yet, and I do see some of you hanging out with us live, hello, glad to have you.
Yeah.
If you've not seen Heroes Reborn yet, you may want to step away for 10 or 15 minutes and then come back. But Casey, what did you think of this one? What are your thoughts?
Well, I went in. I was on the fence about watching this. I mean, I was definitely going to watch it because every new show that comes on, I watch. I make time to watch every new show just so I'm on top of everything that's going on. And this one, I remember. I don't remember the last episode I watched. I think I watched a lot of Heroes until I think when Claire went to college was when I stopped watching, and I was just like, I don't give a shit about this anymore. It really went downhill. So when this was coming back, I was intrigued, and preview clips looked promising, and so I sat down to watch 2 hours of the show, and it's pretty compelling. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. It's enough. It offers enough that makes me want to keep watching, for sure. So I look forward to it every week at this point.
What do you think of the former Renatus dude, the like ginger bearded
Oh,
guy?
he's cute, but I don't really see... This is a show that doesn't necessarily need comic relief, and if it has comic relief, I like it to be funny. And I'm not sure. I don't think they know what to do with this character.
Oh, I have high sister.
Oh, right, exactly. I love some genuine good old-fashioned laughs from this. But he's cute. I just, I don't really know what his purpose is. He seems like, I mean, he talks about he has this goal. He's trying to find his sister. And I guess he's supposed to stand in for the audience, sort of like, oh wow, so you have all this information. Okay, what are we gonna do with it? And like, I want to help you do this. I mean, he doesn't really. He's not my favorite character. Let's just put it simply. Yeah.
All right. Well, Steven, how about you?
Well, I have to say, I didn't make it past the initial 2-hour pilot episode.
Oh, God.
You guys are more than welcome to spoil the rest of it. I am not going to watch this show.
Oh my goodness!
What's wrong with you? Oh my God! That's fighting words.
I don't hate it. It's not horrible. I just feel like it totally brought me back to that first season of Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Which to me was a bad thing in the sense that they didn't do anything new. The effects looked the same. The story, the campy, the sort of over-the-topness of it was the same. And I don't feel like they've learned or have grown in the years that they've been off the air. And I feel like this is a show that could look at all the things that amazing shows have been doing and adjusted and pivoted and turned a little bit. But they basically said, this is what people are used to. This is what the show was. Let's just redo it in, 2015. And I feel like as a TV watcher, I have grown, and this isn't doing it for me. And on top of it, I just felt like the first episode was just all over the place with, this was a year ago. Now we're 9 months ago. Now we're 6 months ago. From when? You haven't established the current time period. I don't know when you're talking about. And
That's true.
And then it was like going off, and then you're with Katana Girl. It's like, why should I care about Katana Girl? Then you're off with this big-eared kid. Why do I care about this big-eared kid? And then there's these two people chasing him and shooting a bunch of people. And it's like, why? I don't. And I know that's sort of what the first episode is about. Is you set up a lot of stuff that then you use throughout the whole season, but it didn't hook me because I was just like, I don't know where I am or why I'm going here. Like, focus on one character and expand instead of just jumping all over the place. And the effects were kind of terrible in my opinion. I mean, for a major show, when when there's series out there that are doing amazing effects every day. I mean, I've talked about a lot about like the Fox shows, and the Almost Human and all this stuff that are kind of similar, but at the same time, their effects are movie quality, and these were sort of like, they're a little.
I wonder if it's a case of Fear the Walking Dead, where the network doesn't want to put a lot of money into the show in case it fails, because they already had a massive failure with the show before. Yeah. So they don't want to put a lot of money into it. I know it's only, how many episodes is it? It's 8 or 10. It's not even a full series. I think they're kind of trying to hedge their bets on this one.
Yeah. So for me, it was sort of, it's not like the worst show. I wasn't offended by it or anything, but it just wasn't enough for me to keep watching. I was like, there's so much stuff I want to watch right now. There's so much good TV. This isn't cutting it for me.
You were like, horned-rimmed glasses guy. You offend me. I don't want to watch you.
And they give him the horn-rimmed glasses, and he puts them on. It's like, oh, God.
Right.
I know. Fans were like, oh, I'm so glad they're bringing him back. I was like, really? I don't remember him being that awesome. Okay, whatever, fans. Like, whatever you're happy about, it's fine.
Yeah. And so just real quick, Casey, your audio is doing that thing again, and it's fine. It actually amuses me. So
oh my God. Well, if you get some shits and giggles out of it, I'm fine with it, but it drives me nuts.
It's so awesome. Like, you have to listen back to this episode because it's gold. You totally, sometimes you sound like you're auto-tuned. You're like, horn-rimmed glasses guy and the cheerleader daughter who is dead. What is going on there? I don't know.
Oh, no,
I really love some heroes. Anyway.
I'm a perfectionist. I hate shit like that. That's really nuts.
It's good. It only does it once in a while. You're fine.
Okay, good. All right, good.
But yeah. So for me, oh my gosh, I was really excited for this show, because I watched like the last season of the original show, sort of ramping up to it.
Oh
And I'm
God.
like, oh my gosh, Tim Kring is like gonna have learned from all his mistakes, and I'm just, this season is so god awful. It's so painful watching every minute of it. It's gonna be so much better. And then, Steven, to your point, I felt like this episode was made right after they ended that series. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess he's going for continuity in terms of like look and feel and format, even down to the same gall-damned font that they fucking use.
right,
exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? So, like, okay, I get it. You're trying to like sort of make the look and feel consistent, but I don't feel like we have learned from those mistakes that drove audiences away in the first place. Like, it's so convoluted. There's so much going on. And, like, you know, I realize we're trying to introduce sort of a new sort of slew of characters, right? We're trying to get them in there and introduce them and get everyone to know them. But the problem is the main character you have that should be anchoring everything together, by and large, to me, is not the original series' most interesting character.
Right.
Like, he's not the character that I'm excited about. Like, oh my gosh, Noah Bennett. Like,
Right.
you know, this is so interesting to me. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, like, when is Mohinder going to show up? Even though I hate Mohinder. Like, I just, you know, he did the voiceover in the first one. Obviously, he's coming, right?
Right.
And I'm like, when is Matt Parkman going to show up? And when, you know, I mean, really, all we've gotten from the original cast so far is Noah Bennett and the Haitian, right?
Yeah.
We haven't seen anybody
We've
else.
seen Hero at the end of episode 3.
We saw Hero at the end of
Yeah.
episode 3?
Yeah, he has white hair now.
Did I miss something?
It's either maybe it was a preview for next week's episode.
Oh, because I watched
Might
it
have
on
been a preview for next
Hulu.
week's episode.
I watched it on Hulu like earlier today, and I saw No Hero Nakamura, but I didn't see a trailer.
Oh, okay.
So, okay.
I don't remember when it was then. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
remember.
Okay. Well, I know they mentioned Hero, so
Yeah.
obviously he's coming.
And somehow he's aged like a lot, apparently. Like, I was like, wait a minute, how long is this supposed to be from end of last?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a confusing mess. And this whole like Evo thing, like
Right.
how 2001 X-Men is that?
Yeah, exactly.
It is very X-Men.
And then the Registration Act. I mean, it's falling along the lines of Marvel Universe with the Civil War thing. You know, it's
Right.
like, oh, come on.
Right.
Right.
I think my big thing was, for me, Hero started to go downhill. It was an interesting concept because the original pilot was kind of like, okay, well, these people have evolved, and so it was fascinating. These people all over the world, like, what was the explanation? And it turned out to be a big corporation conspiracy, which was the beginning of the end for me for Hero. So I was like, oh, great, here we go, more corporate bad guys. Like, okay, this is not interesting. I would have liked to have seen, you know, some other interesting discussions of scientific evolution of humankind, you know, and instead it turns out it was big bad corporate. And this is more along the lines of that, where once again there's an evil corporation, and that's just, it's been done, and so I'm really bored with that. Like, you know, and at least we had Sylar in the original Heroes, where he was Nemesis. He was enough of a nemesis that you didn't need the corporation. Like, and I'm sure there's people there ended up being more people like him that could have been nemesis. One thing I will give Heroes credit for, the original and this new series, is that it's not a case of the week, and I'm really tired of shows being case of the week, and a lot of superhero shows end up being that, and it gets really dull really quickly because there's a little thread of a continuing story, not enough. So for me, it was not convoluted enough that I tuned out or I wasn't interested. I kept my interest in all 3 episodes. But I was definitely, you know, there are definitely certain logical flaws on the show that I don't necessarily want to get into, but some of the writing needs to be fixed, and it's not as great as it could be, but I'm
Right.
definitely giving it more of the benefit of the doubt because it's not awful. It's not god awful.
No.
Right.
It's not what the season was when I stopped watching. So
I have a question, just from a continuity standpoint, though. How old was Molly Walker in the original series? Wasn't she like 8 or 9?
Yes. I think the oldest that she got was like, oh no, I think she was like 11 or 12.
Was she? Because she's
the last time I saw her, she had went through a growth spurt. Is what I remember.
She's like 21 or something now.
I think
it's only been 5 years. So.
I think she was like 17 or 18. But she's obviously played by an older girl. I really wish they brought back the original girl, but I guess maybe she's left acting or something. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It happens with kids, I guess.
Yeah.
Stupid kids.
I know. Stop growing up.
Stupid wanting their own life.
I know.
Right,
And if you did a show that's coming back, you need to come back with it. Like, drop everything that you're doing, regardless of what your chosen career path is, and get back on the show that needs you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get you kind of indifference to it though, because it
it just doesn't pass the bar,
Right.
Like,
I know what you mean.
it's not bad, but it's almost there. But it's like I've got now such a high standard for TV,
Right.
with the amount of time that I have for TV, that it's not meeting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
Steven,
nothing else is on Thursday that I need to watch, so I don't. Yeah, that's an easy disposable hour I can spend on this.
So Steven is not going to continue to watch it. You said, right?
He didn't even finish the 3 episodes we were supposed to watch. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I wish I could say you missed a ton, but I don't think you.
No.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I definitely am gonna keep watching it. I want to see where it goes, but good Lord, I hope they do something different with it because it's kind of a slog so far.
Mm-hmm.
Well, should we talk about something else then? Are we maybe segue? All right. Just like No, I'm not going to make a bad pun joke because I just don't have it in me today.
Please give us a bad pun joke.
I was going to be like, just like Noah Bennett is a survivor from the original Heroes.
I take it back. Don't say that.
Yeah, see, it was awful. It was awful.
He was a survivor of the June 23rd terrorist attack.
Right? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, let's totally capitalize on 9/11. By the way, let's not even talk about that.
Well, how many shows have done that? Homeland did that too.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
and Quantico just did it too. So yeah.
They just needed like Alan Jackson in the background singing his like, Evo terrorist attack tribute song.
Oh my God.
It would have been totally awesome, right?
Oh, Evos.
Evos are so emo.
Yeah.
They are very emotional. Oh, we didn't even talk about Zachary Levi coming back to TV after doing Chuck, which I don't know if you guys even watched.
I don't even know what that is.
What? It made him a star. He was the guy who became a secret agent just overnight.
Oh, that guy, yeah. I thought I recognized him. Yeah,
Zachary Levi. Not Zachary Levi now.
Who is he in the show?
The guy with the girl that was shooting everyone?
Yeah, he's the revenge killer.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm killing all these Evos, but oh my gosh, I have powers too, and I'm tormented.
Yeah, which, by the way, we saw that already in the original series too. So like, oh shit, I hate these people, but I have these powers. Yeah.
Been done before.
Classic.
But yeah, he had that series, Chuck, where he worked at Circuit City, but that was a super agent or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
He got I think he got hit in the head. He woke up, and all of a sudden he had all these powers. So yeah. It was fun, but I remember of it. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, guys, let's shift gears and talk a little bit about Survivor. Previously on Movie Bears Podcast TV. Last season of Survivor was a slog as we worked through it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do the whole list.
I didn't finish it. I don't remember who won. Was that the one did Tony win last season?
That was like 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Casey.
Seriously? Then yeah, I missed last season. Tony, the stupid asshole, I can't believe won.
So let's talk a little bit about this season. I know, Stephen, you in particular were sort of excited, right, about this whole second chance thing, and the fans got to vote in who they wanted on the show, and How is this panning out for you? Are you enjoying it so far?
I am. I mean, I'm hard pressed to find a bad season of Survivor lately. I mean, there's some that are definitely worse than others, but I still enjoy every season. And this one is about second chances. You know, people who were voted off and didn't make it through to the end. You know, because there's people that have played twice but had already won it once. You know, this is all about people who played it once but never made it to the end, or made it to the end and didn't win. You know, some of them were, you know, right up there in the number 2 position.
Right. Like Kelly Wigglesworth is a big one.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And Wu,
right.
I remember Wu was up against Tony. You know.
Yeah, what a dumbass.
Yeah.
I know. That season, I predicted from the beginning. I'm like, Wu is gonna be, is gonna trust him, and he's gonna give it to him. He could have won it.
Yeah.
And but anyway, there was a lot of people on this season that I don't really recognize, because I haven't watched every single season. I've only watched like the past 10 or 16 or something. But they, you know, so there's a lot of people I don't recognize, but you know, there's a lot of really interesting characters, and unfortunately, I don't know if it was all people voting, because I don't know how anyone would vote for Abby to get in unless they really wanted to fuck the whole game up.
Yeah.
Because she is the worst, and she's already proving to be the worst.
Yeah.
And the same thing even with the guy who got voted, you know, spoiler of course, the guy who got voted out first, not Linus, what's his name?
Oh, God.
Vetus.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. He wouldn't have even popped up on my radar to get in there. He wasn't that interesting. You know, so it's just sort of weird how they're like, oh yeah, people voted him in. I'm like, oh, I don't know about that.
Right.
But Joe was one I would vote in, and I wish he would go all the way. But unfortunately, everyone has seen his season, and they know he could easily win it, and he's a number one threat, and they're going to vote him out. And it's just unfortunate, because I think he's a nice dude. I think he plays well, and he's, you know, good at the challenges. You know, it's just, I really think he deserves to win, but they're going to vote him out. You just know it.
Right.
You know, but then there's that guy from Texas who is kind of cute, and but is always talking about his wife, but he just is a big old queen. You know, what's that guy?
Where's that guy?
Are you talking about Jeff Varner?
He has a cutoff sleeve.
So that's Jeff Varner, but I thought he was gay.
No,
I thought
he's openly gay. He was
he's
openly
openly
gay.
gay. Yeah. He's family.
Yeah, he's family, and he's getting weight since this season, so he's way hotter now. Yeah.
I thought he was talking about his wife at some point,
Oh,
and I'm
God,
like,
no.
what?
Oh, I think he was talking about his ass. Actually, he was like, "Oh, that done bit me in the ass."
Yeah, bit my ass. Yeah,
But,
no, Jeff Varner is
okay,
great.
good. I'm glad he's family, because I was just like,
Right.
become clean.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Wasn't he season 2? He was like second
He
season.
was Survivor Australia. Yes,
He looks
season
so much
2.
better now. They showed that when he was on the show before, he was all skinny and everything, and now
He's
he's
like,
kind of
he
filled
looks
out.
like yeah, he definitely has filled out a little bit since then.
Yeah,
But,
he's
good
much
observation.
better. Okay, good. And I'm actually sort of rooting for him a little bit, because he seems like he was like a fish out of water for a little bit. He's like freaking out, but now he's sort of getting into his rhythm. And but yeah, it's I think it's interesting. I mean, I think, you know, they had a preview for next week, and they're already changing teams up, and it's only been 2 weeks, and you know, they're going to split them into 3 teams. So I think they're going to keep it kind of fresh and interesting, and really shake things up constantly. You know, there's, like I said, there's always some villains like Abby, and I can't think of any others, but it's.
I think that's it. At this point, no one else is really total
right.
That's all.
I'm not a big fan of, what's her name, Payway or something.
Oh,
PG?
PG.
Did you really just call her Payway?
Payway. That's a
Oh
restaurant.
my God!
What are you talking about? Are you
called
hungry?
her an Asian restaurant.
Is it really? I don't know.
What is she, Panda Express?
I know.
I don't remember what her name
I swear
is.
to God, I didn't know.
Embarrassed right now. Oh my
I swear to God, I didn't know that was a
Yeah,
restaurant.
PG. I remember it because I think
I knew
saw
it was
those-
two names that start with a P. That's
Well, because
all I
I
knew.
always thought they were like.
I apologize. I did not mean to offend anyone.
Well, I always thought they were like her initials or something because I just like PG. It just sounds like
Yeah.
initials. But then they said then I spelled. I was like, oh, really? It's PG. Okay.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about her. I mean,
I just
she hasn't done anything except antagonize Abby.
I just don't. The only thing I don't like about her is she's the type of person that is super sweet to your face and then goes right behind you and is like, oh, I hate that person. But then she'll turn around, it's like, we really got off onto the wrong foot, and we need to be best friends. And then we'll turn around and be like, oh, I'm just putting up with her. It's like, she's just so two-faced.
She got caught talking shit too.
Yeah, and she got caught doing that.
She was kind of on Abby's side, but then I was like, well, bitch, you kind of brought this on yourself.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You said you weren't going to say anything, and all of a sudden you're running around. So I found this in PG's bag. What do you think? So I found this in PG's bag. It's like, okay, can you just shut the fuck up? You got it. Put your stupid tacky Forever 21 clip thing, whatever the fuck it is, on your thing, and just shut up.
Wow.
Like, you don't care.
Throwing some shade there,
She's horrible. She's awful. And the only reason anyone would keep her is because they know they'd beat her ass if they got to the final two. Because no one's going to vote for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
Exactly.
learned nothing.
No, they're going to drag her along.
Oh, terrible. I know. She's like the albatross. Yeah.
Well, Stephen, I definitely can sort of identify with a lot of what you're saying. Not calling an Asian person an Asian restaurant.
That way, I did
Not it was
intentional.
Something.
You're never going to live that one down.
I'm not.
Oh my goodness.
But I too am really excited by a lot of these returning castaways. Jeff Varner, especially, I was a fan of him in season 2. I was hoping we could have seen him do more. Unfortunately, he was voted out by his tribe too early, but I'm glad he's back. I've really been enjoying watching him. He's also active in the Previously on Survivor Facebook group, so it's interesting to kind of follow some of his posts as well. So he's awesome. I'm really excited that Andrew Savage is back. I was a big fan of him in his season as well. Although he's shaving his chest, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah.
I noticed that. I was like, seriously? Oh, God.
Right. I'm like, what happened to the bear daddy? He used to be. It'll grow back if he's on the island long enough.
Yeah. If he means it.
But yeah. But I'm glad Cass is back. Chaos.
Oh Jesus! Oh God!
Although
I'm excited about Tasha being back because Tasha was my girl to win it, and I stopped watching after she left. I
love Tasha as well. I'm so glad she's here.
Yeah.
Abby Maria, I know she's not the greatest person, but for me, it's entertaining to see the havoc that she rots. Right. Shireen, Shireen.
R.I.P.
That was kind of a trip. So Jeff, I think, was a little too heavy-handed at Tribal Council.
He totally was. I was like, can you just get us over with? Like, what are you doing?
Right. Yeah. But he did make a point, right, in that it's kind of, obviously the situation's a little bit different. Will was, making fun of her, and she was in an abuse situation. So it's a little bit different than just, I got my feelings hurt because you're talking behind my back. Right. But it was still this sort of exclusionary thing. Do you think that that Shireen got a bad rap? Do you think that they did the wrong thing in voting her out?
I definitely think I understand them trying to break those two up, but I think she was not nearly as bad as she was on previous season. Previous season. I think she definitely went a little bit too early, but I also think it was almost one of those complimentary vote outs where they saw her as a threat and voted her out. Yeah. And as much as you hate to see them go, that is one of those reasons to go that you kind of should feel proud of.
Right. Right. Definitely.
My thing was, it was just like, it didn't make sense to me because it was an alliance of two people and everyone was against them. So at this point, you have the numbers. Get rid of the annoying bitch who's driving everyone crazy. Like, it didn't make any sense to me that they would think, well, we need to split these two up now. It's like, have you watched the show? Like, you don't need to get rid of these people now, especially because they're relatively strong in challenges. So And instead you have this Abby Maria bitch who's just seriously, you need harmony in your group over getting rid of people that you consider a threat in week 2. So that drove me crazy. I was just like, this was a bad move.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't totally satisfying because they needed to be knocked down a peg or two, but I think just giving them the threat of being kicked off and then everyone turning and being off would have been amazing. That would have been a total great. Because the hashtag side, I love when that happens.
Would it have been the smarter move to get rid of Spencer? You think?
I don't think so. Spencer's kind of harmless. He's kind of, you take away his support system and he's nothing,
I mean, he broke down into tears at the thought of having to vote Shireen off. And then they both voted each other off. I was just like, oh, come on, guys. So what happened to your little solidarity between the two of you? Are you fucking kidding me? So that cracked me up that they both voted for each other.
But I also like they're only, like, when they know that they're on the lower end of the totem pole, that they freak out and then just go begging,
I've never talked to you guys the entire time. To me now. Well, to be fair, who wants to talk to Wu? But I
think Wu is cool. I really like
Wu.
Wu.
Is a total idiot.
Wu is my favorite character.
No, he's awful. He's a moron. The only thing I like about him is he's really good with kids, which he showed in that one in his season where they had the kids or whatever that he was playing with or whatever. The only thing I like about him is his shocked surprise face, which is all the time at Tribal Council. It's like, wait, whoa, what happened? It's like, dude, if you know what's happening, then you maybe reconsider your place in the game. I don't care if you got to the top 2. You did that completely by accident, I think.
Yeah. I think he's cool.
No.
I like Wu too.
No.
Do you
Boo.
Do you guys subscribe to what sort of, I think Jeff was saying, that that as much as everyone, everyone in the first episode is like, I'm here, I learned from my mistakes, I'm here to play the game differently. Do you think everyone is sort of destined to play the same game? I mean, I think the Shireen and Spencer sort of showed that they were, they're like, Spencer was like, I'm here to play a social game, and he realized, I'm not playing a social game. I'm doing the same thing. Abby too,
And that guy, and that Steven guy who is still antisocial and does nothing around camp.
And Colton did the same thing when he played his second season. It's like he's like, no, people just misunderstood me. I'm gonna play a different game, and then he ended up being the bitch that he was.
Right.
But then on the other, I think yes, some people are going to do that. Some people are going to play it probably the same way they did before, because that's sort of their nature, right? When they get out there, maybe they had this plan to do something different, but they just are who they are. Strip away their creature comforts, those things come out. Right. But you do have other players like Jeff Varner, like Andrew Savage, who do seem to be changing things up a little bit. They're focusing more on the social game this time, making those bonds early on, rather than, look at me, I'm a hard worker at camp, I'm going to make sure we all, have everything we need. There's some of that, obviously, but now they're getting involved in those early on conversations that have become sort of, to use the term, Survivor New School, right? It's the new way of playing. You're strategizing from the moment you hit the beach. Whereas seasons 1 through 12, it was all like, hey, we're on the beach, let's all bond together and make the shelter, and hooray, and we're all one tribe, and no one would really go off and form an alliance like on day 1.
Right.
So I think it's interesting to see who is getting trapped by themselves yet again, and who is willing to maybe change some things up and take a different route. I find it fascinating. Like, I cannot wait to see how this season plays out. Yeah. I want to see me some more Tasha and see if she plays things a little differently, because last time she went a little too hard, I think, and kind of fell off the Survivor balance beam.
I think she got royally screwed by being. First of all, she and Spencer were both, and Cass actually, were both screwed with that terrible group of the Brainy tribe.
Yeah,
and it was a terrible gang of people. And so Tasha at least would have benefited from being with another group of people. But I mean, they showed a clip in the premiere of her frustration with the one guy who was kicked off, forcing everyone to sit around and talk about how they were going to vote. And it's just like, she's like, this is not how this game is played. It's like, no, this is how we're playing it now.
Yeah.
And she was so frustrated. I thought she was gonna like pull someone's head off. Then I feel you, girl. I know. Just wait until they bring you back in a few seasons for another superstar series. Yeah. And she was amazing because she kept getting immunity idols and surviving much longer than she was planning on. So yeah, I'm totally rooting for her.
Yeah. All right.
And maybe Chloe Wigglesworth, but she had so much work done. She looks completely unrecognizable. She looks like Janice Dickinson.
And she does, and at least according to the edit, she doesn't talk much. We haven't really seen much.
No, that whole tribe. The only person we've really focused on is the other Kelly because she got the hidden immunity item.
Yeah,
that was in the challenge. That was awesome. That was
smooth as hell.
Oh, that was so good. It made me actually wanting to watch the immunity challenge. Usually, I'm just like whatever.
Right. Yeah. It added so much like drama to that challenge. I'm like, oh my god, is she going to be able to get it? Is she not going to be able to get it? And then she just fucking like moothed it out of there. And bam.
I was shocked that they'd never done that before on the show. To my knowledge, that was wow. That is a stroke of freaking genius. I cannot believe. I cannot believe that worked. That was kind of great.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to see how this season shakes out. Steven, I know you're going to continue watching.
Oh, yeah.
Casey, how about you?
I'm definitely watching. It's on the same time as Empire, but that's what TiVo's for. So.
Yay, TiVo.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I am going to keep watching as well. Maybe we will revisit Survivor at some point. But guys, are you ready to dish a little bit of MeTV?
Sure.
Let's dish.
Yeah.
Right. All right. I need like the sound of an oven timer and the door opening and like pulling a dish out or something. That'd be weird. I don't know. It's not TV related at all.
Maybe TV dinner?
I was thinking, oh, totally like that sound of like foil scraping against like the crusty like bars of the oven. Like, totally work.
Oh.
No, not really. I don't know what I'm talking about. But so let's talk a little bit about what we've sort of been watching independently. Casey, I really hope I'm not bogarting your pick, but it's something that I'm really excited to.
I'm watching everything, so don't worry.
Okay, all right. Project Greenlight. I've been really getting into. I've even gone back and I'm about halfway through season 1 at this point. Cool. So I started watching that. But you mentioned on Facebook earlier, like, does anyone else hate watching Project Greenlight? And I'm really enjoying the show. Let me just say that up front. I really like it a lot.
Yeah, but hate watching, I didn't mean, are you hating the show? I mean, are you hating the people on this show and still watching
Yes.
it?
Yes, exactly. And I don't want to spoil things, so I will talk as spoiler-free as I can. I fucking hate the director.
He's horrible. He's the worst.
He is awful. He is the biggest fucking prima donna. Like, dude, you won a contest. You're getting to make this movie. Good for you. They're giving you $3 fucking million. Why don't you fucking compromise a little bit? Why don't you do, what you need to do to make things work? And you're a director. Yes, obviously what you say goes to some extent, but it's also your job to make sure that the movie gets made. Right. And the decisions that he's making or not making in some cases are just driving me nuts. Like, I want to reach through the TV and just throttle him, I swear. I mean,
the frustrating thing is, well, you can go ahead, Steven. Yes.
I was just going to say, the problem is, if the movie turns out to be fantastic, all that behavior is rewarded.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And then any asshole that graduates from Columbia or UCLA is going to think, well, see, on my first movie, I'm going to demand everything. I'm going to get exactly what I want, which is what drives me crazy because this opening of the show says, you'll get to see a front row seat how movies are made. It's like, this is not how movies are made.
No.
Directors do not get carte blanche. They do not go behind people's backs and try to get what they want.
Yeah, that end running is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't get to do all this stuff. They don't get to get They don't have people fight for them and get the stars they want. Like, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy. I like the premise of Project Greenlight, but I do feel like, especially in watching the first season now, this season is obviously very different because this director pretty much like doesn't have to, bend the knee to anybody. You know what I mean? He just gets whatever the fuck he wants, and I don't know. That annoys me.
I think when they gave him the decision of shooting on film or 2 extra days, and he chose film. To me, that summarized everything. It's like he's willing.
Clue how to
Yeah, it's like if you get 2 extra days, that is a godsend.
And Steven, you have experience with this. I mean, you have been part of making movies, so tell us a little bit about that.
I've worked on 18-day shoots, and they're doing a 20-day shoot, and I've worked on 18-day shoots, and it is insane how fast you have to move. I mean, you don't have time to do 3 takes. You know, it's like you can and if you do 3 takes, the next scene you do, you better get it in 1 take, maybe 2. You know, like there's so little time to get stuff done, and you know, luckily they're shooting all in one location. But you know, like the 18-day shoots I would do, most of them would be on the stage, and you know, so it was kind of one location. You know, they had multiple sets on the stage, but you know, it's so impossible to move, you know, that quickly. And I was making schlocky sci-fi stuff. You know, it was stuff that would go straight to sci-fi. You know, like you know, sort of like those Sharknado type movies.
Oh, like Corman stuff.
Yeah, you know, they would pick one little star like Dean Cain, and that would be the star of the film, and you know, that's the one would be like, yeah, I know. So yeah, they, you know, like those, they didn't even care, and they had to move quickly. You know, it's like this one, he is so meticulous. I have no idea how they're going to get it done in 20 days.
And go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, and they're shooting on film, which number one, not only is it more expensive, but it's more time consuming. You have limits on how long you can shoot because the reels are only so long, and then you have to switch the reels all the time, and you have to develop them, you have to transport them. I mean, there's processing. It's such a bad choice on so many levels for such little gain. It's so ridiculous.
But it's conserving his artistic vision, Steven.
Oh my God. He's not Orson Welles. That's the thing. Every director wants to make their first movie like Citizen Kane. You're doing a fucking... First of all, the script is atrocious. So you're doing this god-awful comedy that's not even going to premiere theatrically. It's premiering on HBO. So to shoot on digital, it's going to be broadcast in HD anyway.
Exactly.
It's shot on film. It's going to look like digital. So just shoot on fucking digital. But the thing that frustrates me is maybe it's the editing. No one's explaining these things to him that well. That's my issue with Effie, honestly, is that she's not explaining it. She's just saying, no, this is the way it is. She needs to explain to this first-time director. That short doesn't count.
Yeah.
This is not how things are done. This is why this has to be done this way. Yeah. So, good pick, Brad.
Thank you. We got a lot of conversation out of that.
We all get to join in on this. Yeah, because we're all watching it. Yeah, it's hard not to watch every. You know,
it really gets you going. And the Effie, you know, whole controversy. It's like part of me is, you know, definitely on her side because the stuff that she has to do, and you know, I understand why she's so pissed because people are going around her and everything. The only thing I don't get is that the fight that she had with Pete Farrelly.
Oh God.
Pete Farrelly was basically trying to help her, and she was angry that, you know, that Jason sort of went around and went directly to Pete Farrelly. Pete Farrelly didn't know that he went around her. And on top of it, he was fighting for the same position that she was on.
Right.
So she basically bit her nose to spite her face. You know, it's like it really didn't, the whole argument didn't make sense.
Well, the key issue there was no communication. Jason did not communicate to either one of them.
Exactly, but he's not communicating with a lot of people. I mean, when they went and looked at that location and they didn't, how hard is it to tell the location manager, hey, I've got this idea, I'm going to take Jason out there, do you want to come or should I go by myself? You know, like, and if you don't have time, we only have a few hours, can I just take him by myself, we'll take pictures. All you have to do is a text, let them know. It's not that hard. And yet, they would choose not to.
You know what? If that director is not able to communicate with other people, you know what? Duly noted.
Yeah, duly noted. That's my new favorite thing. It's like, okay, duly noted.
Her company is Duly Noted Inc.
Is it?
Is it really? Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Well, see, that's the thing. This communication issue is going to be huge on the shoot. There are going to be delays. There's going to be communications with the actors, with the crew. The crew already doesn't trust him because he chose film over 2 days of shooting. And they have worked on film. They know how much more important the 2 days are. So he totally fucked himself over.
Yeah.
This movie's not going to be good. I'm telling you right now. If it isn't, I'll go sleep with a woman. Like honestly, like I'm putting that on the line right now. It's not going to be good. I'm telling you right now.
So Casey, this is maybe too personal. Have you gone there with a girl before?
No, I'm platinum.
So you would give away your
even
platinum status. Wow. That
You know what?
really.
I have to think it's good. I don't care if y'all think it's good. I have to. But I'm not gonna lie and say it. But just going by that script, poor Bruce Davis having to say, "Hey, you guys, pull your pants down, and I'm gonna make you eat each other's assholes." Like that movie's not gonna be.
I
fun.
know.
Oh my God.
That's the
Right
line
now.
that they chose to show, and I'm like, I don't understand how that. I don't get it. I just don't.
It's not going to be funny. It's going to be god awful.
Oh, here's the other thing. And then when he was trying to fight to keep the writer Pete on the movie, it's like, do you not understand money? They didn't have him budgeted for the rest of the film.
No,
Where do you think this money comes from?
Exactly. He has no concept of money because his parents paid his whole way to go to fucking Columbia to make movies, to live in New York. He's never had a fucking job. These are trust fund kids that I've had to deal with in New York that think that they can get whatever they want, and unfortunately it's been working for him. So basically, it's proven him right. So it drives me nuts.
Goodness. All right, well maybe we will revisit Project Greenlight as a group.
We need to. The movie's done. After the movie's done, we need to revisit this.
There we go. All right. Well, Casey, what's your pick this week? What are you watching?
My pick. Oh, this was tough because, like I said, I'm watching everything, every new show. I've gotten rid of a lot of crap. I don't watch Minority Report anymore. There's some other stuff I don't watch.
Yeah, that was
I just watched it again. I'm not sure where it's going to go. Quantico is getting a lot of press. It's kind of like Grey's Anatomy meets Homeland. It's about a group of FBI trainees at Quantico.
Hot FBI trainees.
Oh.
Really? Yeah, super hot. They're all perfectly primed and perfectly built, and it's TV FBI. And the star is Priyanka Chopra, who's this huge Hindi film superstar, and I love her. I've loved her for years. So I'm glad to see she's getting some work over here. Basically, it's another one of these shows that goes back and forth in time. It's very How to Get Away with Murder in that way, where it's like it goes forward in time and then goes back, and it's that kind of storytelling is really kind of becoming a little old on TV these days. It's like, okay, can we just tell a linear story? That would be great. I know you're trying to be clever and smart, but sometimes just linear storytelling is great. But I really like it. It's pulpy and soapy and dumb. It's not nearly as clever as it thinks it's being, but I cannot stop watching. I think it's
probably something I would enjoy if I like Scandal.
You would love it if you like Scandal. Which, for the record, I don't know how you can still like Scandal. But
wow,
I want to hear your thoughts if you start watching it again, because I'm thinking about starting up just to see how bad it's gotten. But this, I think you would like, because it's very pulpy and soapy, and it's really pretty stupid, but in a great way, in a great primetime Dallas Dynasty backstabby kind of way. Yeah, it's really good. Sunday night 10, same time as Project Greenlight, unfortunately. So I would pick Project Greenlight over Quantico if I had to choose between the two. But Quantico is definitely worth checking out. I think it's very compelling trash TV.
All right. Well, Quantico sounds like it's worth checking out. Steven, how about you? What are you watching?
Well, although I am watching Scandal, I've only seen the first episode of the season, and I feel like they're sort of hitting the reset button. I think they kind of realized they went way off track, and they're trying to get back into what made them a hit show. I like the first episode, but I am watching Homeland. Which is the Homeland version of Quantico. And it Homeland I've had some ups and downs with. The first couple seasons I loved. The third season I didn't love so much. And then the fourth season was sort of weird. And this season is sort of starting off on an interesting foot. Like everyone's sort of gone in their different directions, and they're sort of, I don't know how they're going to tie it all together. It's going to be very interesting, but I thought it was good. It was definitely compelling. It was definitely the same pace that they've always done. There's this sort of, you know, everything is on the surface level tension, you know, where just the right print pick and everything could fall apart, you know, sort of thing. And so I love that the show is excellent at doing that. So I'm enjoying it so far. We'll see where it goes. I've only seen the first episode, but
nice.
Yeah.
I need to pick up on that show again. I stopped watching after the whole Dana teenage daughter thing.
Oh yeah, well it gets bad before it gets better, but yeah.
Well, yeah. So I'll have to make it somehow for season 3, which I understand ends really well. And then you said season 4 is worthwhile, though, right? I think you mentioned
I liked
you promoted it before.
Season 4, you have to kind of sludge through a little bit because you don't know where it's going, but then it goes in this really dark direction. You're like, holy fuck, you know. But yeah, it's interesting.
Cool. Yeah, it's definitely on my watch list. I need to start watching again.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice. Very good. All right. Well, let's tie things up with a pretty bow and do some plugs.
Yay.
What you got?
Plugs. Let's see. Do I have one plug this week? Yeah, I think just one is fine. The shows I'm watching is Limitless on CBS, which, believe it or not, is really pretty good. It's only 2 episodes in. Actually, the 3rd episode's on right now as we're recording. It's still kind of case of the week at this point, but there's an overreaching arc over the whole thing that I think is interesting. I love the star of the show. Jennifer Carpenter from Dexter is on it, and yeah, I like Limitless. It's fun. Yeah, it's good.
All right, excellent. I never saw the movie that it's based on.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know how it compares, but it's definitely better than Minority Report, which I gave up on really quickly.
Yeah, I gave up on the first episode.
Yeah, I know I got somehow further than you, and I was like, made it halfway through episode 2. I was like, Steven was so right.
Why am I doing this?
This is so awful. It clicked in my head. I was like, Steven, you were right all along. So I stopped watching. I removed my season pass. It's over. Done.
Good for you.
Oh, goodness.
All right,
Nice.
it'll be canceled.
Yeah.
The ratings are horrible.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise. All right, excellent. What's next?
I think it will be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., believe it or not. I've only, the season's just starting. I've only seen the first episode. But I really liked it. It's, I think, after, 3 seasons, I think the show is really finally coming into its own. It's really embracing sort of this soap opera comic book sort of thing that ties into the Marvel universe in these little, tiny ways. And they're back to being sort of confident in where they are, and talking about effects. I mean, this is a show that actually has some decent effects to it. And they're introducing characters that it's one of those things. The thing I like about the show is that something will happen on the screen that you feel like that seems important, and I don't know what it is, and then I'll have to Google it, and then I'll find out there's this whole backstory to it, and there were little tie-ins that I totally missed because I didn't know. But now that I know, I'm watching for it, and I think it's so cool that they have that tie. It's like,
right.
I love the sort of extracurricular activity it makes me, do. So, I'm kind of enjoying it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. I did not pick it back up after the Christmas break last year. Not because I didn't want to. I really enjoyed the first half of season 2.
Yeah.
For me, I have to binge watch that show.
Yeah.
I can't go a week with it. And I meant to totally binge watch over the summer and catch up, and I just didn't have the bandwidth for it. So I'm glad to hear that this season is starting out well. Now I need to go back and catch up, and maybe by the time I'm done, I can binge watch on the Christmas break, the first part of the season or something. But I have a superhero show as well, and I don't know what's going on with Google tonight. Are you guys able to see me?
No, it's all black, but it pops in.
There you are. You're back now.
Yeah, it's so weird, Google. Oh my goodness. But my show is The Flash. Flash is actually on right now for me at this very moment.
Oh, I hope I'm taping it.
Oh, I hope you are too.
I know,
hope
because
you are
CW
too.
well, if you have Hulu, that's the only place they do on TV.
Yeah.
Right. In any event, I had my issues with season 1, like the first half, but the second half of the season really ramped up for me, and I think it ended very, very well. And I'm very, very pumped to kind of come back in at this point and see what's going on. I'm super, super jazzed to have this show back. Arrow is coming back as well, which I'm really I'm a little ambivalent about, kind of.
Yeah, last season was terrible.
It was bad. It was not good.
Yeah.
It was not good. Casey Scott seasons 1 and 2 of Arrow, amazing.
So good.
I need to finish them.
Not as great. But anyway, The Flash, it's back. Probably by the time you're listening to this, it's already aired. So go check it out on the Hulu and enjoy.
And iZombie premiered after, which I like iZombie still.
Yeah, that was I only saw like one episode, but I remember it.
I like that one. That was good.
All right.
Honestly.
Well, guys, I think that wraps us for this week. As usual, I enjoyed the hell out of talking about TV with you guys.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love the Movie Bears podcast. I do. I love Jim. I love Will. I love talking movies. But in my heart, guys, I'm more of a TV guy sometimes than I am a movie guy. So I feel blessed to straddle both worlds.
Oh, you're a good straddler.
There's an image for you.
Yeah. I have to say,
Anyway.
I'm super passionate about both. Movies are my true love, but TV, it's hard to quit TV.
That's true.
We love TV very passionately. So.
But you're fortunate, Brad. You get to get on both ends.
That's true. If you guys ever want to get it from both ends, just
Oh Lord!
we'll have you on over. And
Oh my goodness! Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. Anyway, on that note, have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next time.
All
Casey
right.
Scott, say the line.
Enjoy your TV.
Oh.
Love it.
Enjoy the TV.
Bye, guys.
Bye.